I'm just doing some phone setup and getting everything ready. I haven't opened the actual game yet, but that's right now. Bit of an interesting day as things come along. But yeah, there is a whole taking a measure of whether or not I should do an assessment or if I should stream assessment. SAS while we're at it. Both kind of fun things to work at. But ultimately, in the end, I don't know what would end up being better. I'm going to definitely be doing a lot of Googling. Sure. But yeah. Let me know. Either we got a poll in the Q&A section, or me in the comments. I did figure out my issue as well. The issue was that I didn't have on full screen mode. So, yeah. As soon as I turned on full screen mode. So, did you notice I stuck a Flintstones gummy logo on the top of it? Carrying on that theme, since Neo is definitely in things that I might continue, you have the first game available through, was that Epic? Yeah, Epic had the first game available. I could play through that. Do that? Absolute magic that. So meanwhile here, I'm just gonna continue to copy voice lines and be bad at spelling poozles. Spelling poozles. Because that is what I do. Alright. Let's go ahead and get the game actually open. This Jack. And the next actual title for this is going to be The Awakened, which is the Cthulhu one. Seems fun to me. Doing some Cthulhu. I hit resume. I think that'll take me back into where I was. Focus on my friends. Yeah, so now.
The blood is a dozen inches or so from the ground. Bloodstains on the wall.
On the wall.
Watson, now that we have found all of our clues, nothing remains but to subject them to our most likely hypotheses in order to deduce the facts.
What is left? A little bit off the ground, blood spurts on the wall near the stairs. So she was alive when her throat was slit. While lying down and still alive. Would seem to be the case because, of course, it's farther away now. Well, the victim's chin is left hand. Right hand makes sense. Killer must be right-handed. Victim wasn't dragged and was lying down. They came back here. And then, so strangled and all this other stuff. Had strangulation, was partially strangled, and then had her throat slit at a fright.
I hear a noise
Partially strangled, and her throat was cut.
The authorities are arriving. It's time for us to go.
Cops are already here, and they let us in.
Been locked away in his room for days, always saying the same things. I'm thinking, Watson. Very good, Watson. As you wish, Watson. But I am thinking too, so much so that I can't sleep. Annie Chapman. Good Lord.
All these plankton and stuff. I did not look that up. I should have. Oh, hey, the VR's covered. I gotta ask. Any booty reputation maybe knows the history, because I don't offhand. I know Queen Lizzie is of House Windsor, but I don't know which house Victoria. It's just don't really learn that in American schools. Not a thing we be doing. I forget who was supposed to bother Sherlock. I'm thinking, Watson. Ah, yes, this is my room. The bed. Pillow is on the ground. Some notes. Closet and stuff. I'm gonna play your violin.
Holmes, are you there? Are you sleeping?
I'm thinking, Watson.
Are you ever going to quit these four walls? If you continue to shut yourself away like this, I will have to abandon the story of your adventures and write an essay on the fascinating color of this closed door.
Is it
Very
though?
good, Watson.
Stop ignoring me. Didn't you say that we need to assess the case of this madman?
I do like the background music, but I do kind of to a degree like
I'll order Mrs.
classical
Hudson
music.
to stop bringing you food. I'll get some straw and a can of lamp oil and smoke you out like a common fox. And if you still don't come out, I'll...
Hi,
As you wish,
Watson.
Oh, Holmes, I despair of you.
Oh, Holmes. Despair of you. I need to reset my... Sorry, I just realized my overlays are... Let's go. Holmes, I
have
despair
no
of
reason to
you.
go that way.
No reason to go there. I'm gonna play the violin.
Holmes's violin
Whether it be
doesn't
violins.
play nearly enough, if you ask me. Treaty on Cornish, the Celtic dialect of Cornwall. And here, medieval pottery. How can Holmes possibly read such things?
Look at that book. Like Holmes is a monster. On Twitter.
Holmes, are you going to come out of there or not?
No, Watson.
Start. No, Watson.
There is nothing more to do.
There is nothing more to do here. All these people. Are these like actual pictures? They could have taken pictures of the time.
Holmes examined the broken jar that belonged to Finley's tenant. I wonder what this...
Formalin, Watson. This jar
you
contains
go.
formalin. Interesting, don't you think? I've been waiting for something for days. Just the tiniest bit of news that would make sense of this whole matter. But there's nothing, neither from the
Formalin.
press nor the police. Unless Inspector Aberline is holding on to some information without realizing its importance, which is quite possible. It is time for you to return
this is
to
one
the
of those
police station
puzzles.
in Whitechapel, Watson. And didn't you tell me that you had a matter to take care of it? Take advantage of it to learn more about this pill and its contents.
Ah, but Holmes,
Right.
it's late, and spending another night in this district is hardly my idea of entertainment.
I know.
I find it fully
but you don't have
entertaining.
Any choice. Time is against us. Take your pistol in case you run into any troublesome characters.
Any troublesome characters. Play the music. Don't know why it does that. Oh, go. There we go.
Good evening.
There's people here.
I hope I'm not disturbing
Who's this man?
you. Not at all, Doctor. This man, Mr.
Oh, okay, cool.
Richardson, is a witness to the horrid affair at 29 Hanbury Street, the murder of Annie Chapman. We are discussing the relevance of his testimony.
It's been 4 days. This person just came forward. What does he have to say?
You're probably not in a
He's some
position
bloke.
to discuss it with me, but I would like to know more about what you call the relevance of this young man's testimony. Oh, there's no secrecy. It's simply that the testimony given by Mr. Richardson doesn't match the time of death given by the coroner, Dr. Phillips. What was the time
Phillips?
of death, according to him? Before 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we established that, actually.
My conclusions were the same. Were there any other conflicting testimonies? Well, 2 other witnesses summoned at the preliminary inquest gave testimony, but in these cases too, the times don't match.
The
Do you
witness
remember
ceremony,
what it was they said?
witness
I didn't
testimony
question them myself.
is
A
not
colleague
good.
of mine took down their statements on paper, but on deciding they were of little use, he tore them up and threw them in the bin. There's no point in being bogged down with useless paperwork. I will take my
Go
leave,
sort out your
Humphreys.
papers.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye, doctor. That's where I get that. Oh yeah, that.
Closed.
You can move by double clicking. Kind of funny. Alright, maybe it's just me. I'm weird. I enjoy that kind of thing. Excuse me, tell me your story.
May I introduce myself? I'm Dr. Watson. I am...
You wouldn't be the chap what writes the detective stories in that there paper?
Well, yes, indeed. My
yes.
stories have been published in the Strand.
Go, blimey, wanna tell me old mum?
It would seem your testimony is the subject of some debate. Could you tell me what it was about?
They'll be telling I'm a bit befuddled about the times that I told them. But it can't be so. I knows what I sees
And
what
be
I
so.
don't sees that morning.
What did you
Even
see?
when the subtitles don't
or
match up, it just
what
irks me.
didn't you see? And at what time, would you say?
I'll tell you this for nothing. It's me old mum who lives at the house where the body was found out back in the garden. She has her shop at the bottom to the right of the stairs. Her door was broken down not too far back because it's a real zoo it is. Right, the morning it happened, I head that way to see if me old mum has finally had the place broken into. It was 4:45 when I got there. That
Oh,
I'll
nice.
swear on me dear old mum's life. I had a look round to see if the cellar had been taken. No. I had a little sit down on the stairs by the courtyard because my shoes were causing me no end of pain.
Yeah.
And I had a cut and all.
Does
I
not
didn't
line
see
up.
a single thing below the steps, Doctor. Not one single thing. If there was some bird all covered in blood, tain't no how I could have
Same
missed
bird.
that, even if it were night time.
Didn't even try.
Right. 5 minutes after getting to number 29, I had to clip off. And now they tells
Yeah,
me
clip off.
that either I can't tell time no more, or I was fixing me loafer next to a stiff that was still steaming. All right then. Evening, gents.
The language. Excuse me, buddy.
Yes, Doctor? So, how far along are the investigations into these 2 recent murders? Everyone around here believes both crimes were committed by the same man. But as for the Hanbury Street and Bucks Row crimes, nobody has heard or seen a thing.
That guy saw something. He saw
By the
nothing.
way, have you heard of a Dr. Tumblety? No. Is it important? Yes. Well, no, maybe. Actually, I don't know. I have heard about this man, his frequent nocturnal outings and bizarre behavior.
Bizarre
What does this chap
behavior.
look like, Doctor? And where can we find him? The last I heard was that he was staying at Finley's place. The man who was
Does he
looking for
know
me
it is
a few
Finley's
days
place?
ago.
He's only
It
called it
would
the CD
greatly
boarding
assist
house.
us if you could ask Finley what your strange associate looks like. We could then see if the description matches any witness accounts. I will
Goodbye.
take my leave, Humphreys. Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye, doctor. Whoa. Speed demon. That was not the speed at which we was walking into the first time. Drifting Holmes. I mean, Watson. Go in. Feel the need for speed.
There is a strong smell of gas.
Dude, those windows are
It seems to be coming from the
broken.
abandoned building.
Abandoned, you say. Excuse me, it smells like gas out here.
Finley, how are you?
Oh, good evening, Doctor. So. And you?
I mean,
Smells
quite
of
friends.
gas here.
You might say, Doctor. Without wanting to speak ill of the force, I have to wonder if the police
No, it's okay.
are up to something.
What do you mean?
Well, I was outside yesterday evening when the light went out at my place, and
Oh,
a gas
no.
smell came from the abandoned building across from my place. And a minute later, the police arrived and were snooping all around like it was them who hit the gas before arriving.
Oh my.
Have things
Strange,
sorted
isn't it?
themselves out with your strange tenant?
Don't talk about it, Doctor. That man is truly bizarre. He goes to the most sordid locations once night falls. 3 days ago, my wife told me she saw him come in with blood-stained clothes and a fearsome look.
Fearsome look.
Interesting.
Hey, we heal me, it looks like.
What does he look like, and how old is he?
Oh, he's my age, give or take. So, the other side of 50. He's always dressed in a striking manner with an American hat.
What's an
He's
American
big,
hat?
Close to 5'11", I'd
Is
say.
that a cowboy hat?
He has a strange voice. Not just his accent, see? His voice.
There's a lot
Very
of strange
well.
voices around here.
Goodbye for now, Finley.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Doctor?
Now then, let's go to the police station.
I want into the abandoned place. Let me in. Whee! We speeding. Drift around corners. Drifting for a power boost. Excuse me, this tumbly dude? Yeah, he's weird.
Tumblety is a man around 5'11", about 55 years old, extravagantly dressed and with a rather distinctive voice. He boards at Finley's.
You didn't mention the
Know where
hat.
that is, as the police were there only yesterday. Their arrival coincided.
You should know
with
where
a
that is. You were only there
strange
yesterday. I don't trust these cops to know nada.
Indeed, there was an odd affair with the gas. It was rather unsettling. We were searching for a
Was it now?
well-known scoundrel who was ratted out by Squibby, the chap we followed and saved from the pack a few days ago.
Oh
This
my.
thug, no pity Bluto, must have been in the abandoned building in question.
Nicknames.
But there was no
They're
sign
all
of him
over the
when we arrived.
place.
Furthermore, an inspector said that, given the smell, the thingamabob that supplies gas to the building was probably damaged. So we took no risks and were called away somewhere else.
The gas is still there.
I will take my leave, Humphreys. Goodbye, Doctor.
Please tell me where to go. I have no leads. Whee! Alright. Must have been him in the abandoned building, but there was no sign of him. Do I have to look for him? This is the part where I have to go to the wasp nest? Because I'm no Briggs Watson. Vroom, vroom. Wrong way. What? Dapper man in a top hat, just chilling on the ground. Up this way. Yeah, dude. Dude just laying there. Excuse me, I'm looking for the man. No pity Bluto. Have you seen him?
The Wasp's Nest.
Come on.
This pub looks even more disreputable than the Golden Lion in Baker Street.
I guess I'll go talk to Solomonovich and get the cane and... Or maybe Finley? Finley, they told me it's your problem, bro.
Anything else?
Anything else,
Very
Doctor?
well.
No.
Goodbye.
Not a ding dang thing. Ba-dum. Let's go into here.
Good evening, Mr.
You have my order.
Solomonovich.
Good evening, Doctor. What a pleasure to see you again.
How is Mr. Pizer doing?
Did John Pizer turn himself in to the police?
Things unfolded as they should. Look in the newspaper, the Daily News from today.
Yeah, but you can just
Have
tell
you
me,
finished
and then I
converting
wouldn't
the
have to read.
harnesses?
Yes, just now. I got a little behind because of all the commotion.
Commotion, you said?
Commotion?
Don't you start. 3 days ago, the very afternoon that you passed by, there was a chase throughout the neighborhood.
Oh my.
Hundreds of people were chasing one man, claiming he was responsible for the murders these last few days. Schmonz! It was awful. I hope those maniacs didn't catch
Oh
him.
my.
Better the police should.
Well, that's
Farewell,
good.
Isaac.
Good. No, I
Goodbye,
guess
Doctor.
I should ask about that. Oh, jeez, that's all. There we go. Pill, harness. Boo. Hello.
Good evening, Dr. Gibbons.
I have brought your
Watson.
stuff.
Did you keep the cane we spoke of?
I was going to sell it tomorrow, would you believe, having not heard word.
Sorry, I've been
Here are
busy.
your harnesses, Doctor.
They are top quality, I'd say. Definitely worth the price of this walking stick. Here, It's yours.
Whee!
Do you have any formalin here?
No, definitely not. They have it in university hospitals to conserve anatomical specimens in jars. But in a little clinic like mine, we don't keep anything but bad memories.
Well, farewell, Doctor.
Goodbye, Dr. Watson.
Why, Dr. Watson?
I must go to Miss Bella's.
I ain't walking all that way. Excuse me, the map just said brothel. You look like a shady character. Would you like my cane?
Evening, Mom. Your door was open. Isn't that
There's a gun
dangerous?
on the counter.
Doctor, don't worry
The gun,
if the
please.
looks of anyone who enters doesn't please me. Me and my pistol know how to convince them to
Oh, good.
leave.
How American of
Found
you.
the cane that was stolen from your client. Here it is.
Doctor, you are a real saint, I can see that. I'll finally be able
Yay.
to present my bill to this damned painter. If by chance you see him, tell him that a little surprise awaits him here.
See the wasp nest.
Do you
Tell me about
happen
Annie
to
Chapman.
know Annie Chapman, the poor woman who was killed 3 days ago?
Dark Annie? Pff,
Hmm.
like all the drifters in the area, I've seen her once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
With respect to the dead, Annie really was the bottom of the barrel.
What do you mean?
That is
In
unkind.
our profession, the pretty young ones go out when night has barely fallen and don't have a problem finding takers. But poor girls like Annie or Polly Nichols, who aren't as tender and are often sick, sometimes trudge around for a whole night in the cold and the rain before landing a client.
Well, that's
And
unfortunate.
that doesn't help their appearances either. They don't have much choice about paying for a bed for a few hours, a glass of gin or a hot meal.
How
Oh, well,
terribly
well.
sad.
That's the price of
You paid on
survival
credit,
in
don't you?
Whitechapel, my angel. One of my girls knew Annie for some time. They bought some jewellery on the black market, I think.
Jewellery? How could Annie Chapman have possibly afforded jewellery?
Luxuries for a woman are always relative to her condition, Doctor.
Oh,
As a
well.
matter of fact, it was real cheap junk. Annie got 3 assorted brass rings, I think.
Well,
It's been said I have a
that,
memory for jewellery.
that lines up with some stuff
Told
we
me you
know.
would give me some information on this Dr. Tumblety.
Agreed. He's a Canadian or an American. He parades from time to time through the
50
neighbourhood
guinea
in a
suit?
50 guinea suit and
Sounds
acts
like a lot.
a doctor. But for business, he isn't worth
Sounds like quite a
it.
bit, honestly.
Damn Yankee hates women.
Hey.
The few times that he was approached by the girls, he spit on them, all the while hurling insults. It would seem that he was hunting for the bad boys. He's looking for trouble, that animal.
Does he frequent any pub in particular?
Aye, the Wasp's Nest on Burner Street, I
Jeez.
think. A seedy spot even by our standards.
What is a place if the CD
How is
call it
Lucy
CD?
keeping?
She's doing well, Doctor. But believe me, it won't last. Rare are the girls who can build a future in our profession.
It's because the profession don't
Well,
last.
I shall let you get back to work, Ma.
See you soon, my love.
Built on appearances, and appearances are fleeting. Whee! Don't mind me, speed demon power walking through. I have a gift for this to post later. Oh, let's drift around this vagabond. Yo! Yay! Power boost! Made it. Excuse me, are you Dr.
Good
Tumblety?
evening, sir.
You seem to have some blood on your,
Yeah, Governor said. Ha! You'll make loads of doss of the paper, he said.
Nope, you're just some boy.
You're a journalist?
That's
You're a journalist?
Tom Bulling at your service. The Whitechapel ferret, the wizard with the scoop.
You don't
Why?
appear to be in a state to write anything, my friend.
You're mistaken. Whiskey passes through the blood and turns into ink. Simple. You see,
Does not sound like a way to be a journalist.
Don't you think you should settle your tab and go home?
My red
Shouldn't
ink?
you?
Where's my red ink? I won't even pay half a halfpenny if they don't return my red ink. It's my blood you hear.
It's my blackjack. Yeah,
Very
you
well,
are
I'll
just,
be on
you've
my way.
lost it. Oh, hey, you. Some news for you, buddy.
Sir. Well, I know you. Why? We met at Miss Pullman's the other day. So you've come to slum it in Whitechapel, eh?
No, I got questions for
Do you
people.
know Dr. Tumblety, a Canadian or American chap? Quite an extravagant dresser. Frequents this pub now and then.
Are you intimate?
No. What do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing. Nothing
Well,
at
good to
all.
know.
I just wanted to prove my discretion concerning this man. In so much and so far as I know.
Discretion.
You wouldn't like it if one day the tables were turned and everyone was talking about why you were in the borough. Isn't that so?
Look, it almost doesn't matter. Hey, they got a surprise for
I
you.
saw Miss Pullman recently. She told me that she couldn't wait to see you again. She said something about a surprise that is waiting for you at her
I'm sure it will be.
Why, that is some of the best news I've heard, my friend. As thanks, I would like to let you in on a secret. The man that you were talking about, and whom I happen to know by sight, passed by and went through that little door that you see over there. Another man
You don't
let
say.
him in.
I must go get him.
They weren't together for more than a few minutes, to be sure,
Oh.
eh?
Well, I will continue my search.
Well then.
But what is this person trying to imply? This matter is beyond me.
Hey, you can't go in there. It's private. Got it?
Yeah, what if I knock first?
Hey, you can't go in there. It's private. Got it?
Again?
This is the sink where the
What if I knock
barmaid puts
first?
the glasses to soak. Look, red ink. What's that doing here? The bottle is closed. There must still be some ink inside, and it looks like a glass. The barmaid must have put ink into the sink by mistake.
Right. Do I get
Sinky
in your way?
ink.
Me?
If you'll excuse me, sir.
You'll excuse me, sir. Thunder stuff.
You're the best. The boss told me. My red ink.
Very well, I'll
Do
be
I
on
have
my...
to, I have to put it in my hand, don't I? There we go.
You're the best. The boss.
You're a journalist? You
Jeez.
don't you?
I gotta really
I
stop
found
doing
your
that.
red ink, my friend.
Thank you.
Well, now that everybody's
What have you
gone.
to drink, Gav?
Just this door here.
Hey,
One in. What do I do to have this private
Greetings,
party?
my good man. Could I have a pint?
I don't think you just ask it like that.
here, Gov.
You don't just walk in and go like, I would love your finest
I've
establishment.
been told that Dr. Tumblety might be found
Or
around
longer
here.
if you do.
Is that so?
I don't do a roll call of all the drunkards here. I've got my hands
I'm
full.
just kind of like
making
walking.
sure I
Just,
get
hey
their
bro,
money.
something that won't make me go blind.
What's behind that locked door over there? Can I go in?
Not likely. And let me be.
Punch somebody and go
unless you
in.
want a drink. Got it?
Here you go. It's on the journalist, my friend.
I owe you one. The next one is on me. What'll it be?
Nothing, thanks.
The door.
But I may need your help.
The door.
Listen,
I want to
my
go
friend,
in.
I would like you to let me in the door over there.
You're a bobby. A peeler?
Absolutely not, my friend. I am a doctor.
Are you a cop? You gotta tell me.
I owe you this.
You don't tell me
at
it's
least.
entrapment. It's actually
There's
not,
a
by the
bloke
way.
behind that door there. No pity Bluto.
Oh.
Let's just say he wants
Things
to
are
lay
adding up.
low for a moment. So I don't think he'll be opening the door just now. Unless... Tell him you have word from Squibby. They'll open the door. But who can say what'll happen when the door closes?
Goodbye, my friend.
Oi! That's
Mm.
it!
But stop making promises.
Let me in. I have news from Squibby. But stay calm.
Yes, that'll do it. Calm down.
And who are you?
Oh.
Where's Squibby? He's out.
To be honest, I don't actually know this Squibby chap. I was actually wondering if you knew Dr. Tumblety, a Canadian or American fellow. He came in...
Sorry, I'm lying to you. You know this other guy.
Can you...
You know about gas?
I'm afraid not. I am a doctor.
Then I ain't interested. You can be leaving now. But if I find out he snitched to the peelers, I'll find you. Got it?
But I can pay you for...
Keep your coins for the paupers, or one of the gas boys who
Ooh.
ain't afraid of nothing and knows how to hold his tongue. You bring him to me. I'll meet with you.
Bring who? Squibby? Find out who's such a pillar. Well, I guess I go snitch to the peelers as it be. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Revving my engines. Vroom. Row. 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 Let's go. I found Nippity Bluto. Hey, dude's in the wasp
Yes,
nest.
Doctor. Tumblety is a man... Oh, you this... Further... I will take my
Goodbye.
leave, Humphreys. Goodbye, Doctor.
Yeah, it's one of those moments again where like I'm missing something, I just don't know what. Oh, there's something over there. Oh. Commercial straight. The thing I can look at. Excuse me, do you have new dialogue?
Very well.
No?
Goodbye.
The pill, the pill, the pill. I should go... Should go to the clinic and talk about the pill. Okay, walking, I'm gonna fast travel. Excuse me.
Yes, Doctor?
God, that's
Could you
not this
tell me
pill.
what type of...
Yes, we have those here. It's not really a medication. We give...
Did you have a patient by the name of
Tuberculosis.
Annie Chapman? The woman killed 3
Got
days
the,
ago.
got the
Indeed,
consumption.
She came in the morning of her death. Poor woman.
Did you give her these pills?
Yes, now that I think of it. She actually came in twice. The first time I gave her an almost empty container without making her pay. She came
Oh
back during
my.
the day and said she dropped the container and stepped on the pills. She wanted to know if I could give her more again without paying. I refused. After she left, a patient who
Oh
was
my.
there told me that he lives at the same place and confided that she had been lying. He saw the pills fall in the tenement's communal kitchen, but the woman immediately wrapped them up in a piece of paper.
Where did this paper come from?
According to this man, she'd found it near the
Hmm.
chimney in the kitchen.
Anyone could have thrown that paper there. That envelope can't have anything to do with the murder.
Pardon, Doctor?
Nothing. I was just talking to myself.
Sure.
Well, farewell, Doctor.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Alright, so that concludes all that. Back to the wasp nest. I didn't finish things up here. Hey, excuse me. Go.
Go?
Goodbye, my friend.
Oi!
Boy, that's it. You didn't tell me much of
It
anything.
would be better not to insist.
No, do. Do, please. Insist. I insist you insist. After all, what could go possibly wrong if I insist? I think there is something in the deduction. Area. Any conclusions, maybe? Oh, things are worthless. Oh well. We're once again at that point where I don't really know what I can be doing. I don't have any more items. There doesn't appear to be anyone to talk to. What was it? Like, the only person would be Simonovich. Somalia. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I am Watson! Communication. Maybe that area?
I have no reason to go that way.
I have no reason to go that way. You got anything new?
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Farewell, Isaac.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye, doctor. That door. Would swear there was another door I could go in. Ah. Just this here.
Whitechapel Street.
Whitechapel Street. There. Just a couple of declarations I can read. I almost want to read them to turn them green. Maybe I need to go back to the brothel. You silly scripted event. Your silly scripted event. Whee! No, he's not here.
You're still.
Very well, I shall let you...
See you.
Can I borrow your gun? I feel as though I need it for things. Whee! Vroom! Brum, brum, brum. Nope, can't talk to you. I've been, pretty much everywhere. Oh. Nope, that's the... That is something I cannot... In fact,
There is a strong smell of gas. It seems to be coming from the abandoned building.
Anything else?
anything new to say?
Very well.
No.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Finley. Nope. First off, for a second there, I thought I saw Caduceus on the window. These are just, signs. Yeah. There's a bunch of signs that say Burner Street. Burner Street for burner phones. Policia. No, nothing I can really...
Here are the ripped statements. I can piece them together again.
Oh. So it goes over here somewhere. Let's go. Goes. Goes. It goes, but where? Alright, fine. Going to assume that that goes there. Yes. That one. There. Testimony of Elon. These are two that go together. Okie dokie. Making some sense. There. Things are adding up. Better. Good. Goodness gracious. Um. Goes in one of these spots. Hooray. Guessing that this goes here. This goes here. These seem to be. Gosh. I am the puzzles. Oops.
There, all done.
Hey.
Holmes couldn't have done better himself.
Hugh Holmes. On the morning of the murder, the witness left the domicile at 32 Church Street at approximately 5 a.m. in the Spitfields Market, and she was passing down Hambury Street at about 5:30 a.m. The witness was certain of the time. She declares that she heard the clock on the Black Eagle Brewery on the Brick Lane Street half an hour just before she entered the street in front of 29 Hambury Street. She saw a man and a woman talking. It should be noted that the witness identified the body of Annie Chapman in the morgue and as being the aforementioned woman. Identification was solicited by our services. The man seen with the victim is described by the witness as follows: at least 40 years of age, height a little taller than the woman with whom he was discussing, approximately 5 feet 3 inches. Clothing, brown deerstalker hat. Wait a minute, Holmes. Dark coat. A doubt on his point. General appearance of the working class. Particular markings on the dark hair and mustache, dark face, and the foreigner. The witness only saw the man from behind, and it wouldn't be able to recognize or identify. The term foreigner is often associated with a person of Jewish origins. So that is the one testimony. Ba-da-ba-ba. Great. At gunpoint from the White Plume Mountain Kayak Affair, 5 years. What? Witness resides at 27 Hanbury Street. The building of the number 29 on the same street. The two respective backyards are separated by a wooden fence, tall and thin. On the morning of the murder, the witness got up at 5:15 a.m. and went into the yard where the latrine was. It was at about 5:20 a.m. Then going back into the house, the witness heard the voices coming from behind the fence, coming from number 29. The only word that he understood was no. He went into the building again and returned to the yard approximately 4 minutes later, whereupon he heard a noise as if something fell against the fence. He then departed for work. When he passed the front of Spitfields Church, it was approximately 5:32 a.m. It's here. So something at gunpoint, White Plume Mountain, Benny the Scholar, Fijay, 46. Houndstitch, falsifying bank records, using false bank records, misappropriation of funds to the determinants of the Royal Bank of London, 8 years, Dartmouth. They're in the same place. Jacob Levy, 30, Aldgate, theft of a weight of meat from his employer. Hyman Sampson, butcher at 58 Goulston Street, Whitechapel, 20 months, Essex County Asylum. Ron Obvious, 26, address unknown, vagrancy, embezzlement, indecent assault, degradation of a religious building, and to the detriment of the authorities in charge of the Chichester Cathedral, City of London, lunatic asylum, indeterminate duration. James Longfoot Jim Noser. Names, man. Everyone got names. 20, Whitechapel. There's no more.
An old report on arrests that took place a few years earlier. Well,
It
would seem that I have all the information I need for my investigation. Anyway, this fellow Bluto at the Wasp's Nest is rather shady and doesn't look like he'll want to cooperate. I'd be better off returning to Baker Street. Holmes will certainly know what to do.
Turn him
Besides,
in.
I am worn out.
This man mentioned Bluto.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes,
I
Doctor.
will take my leave, Humphreys. Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Let's go back to Baker Street. Home, sweet home. There we are, Holmes. I've told you in great detail everything that happened last night.
Excellent work, Watson. We shall now be prepared to answer a few questions about the horrible murder in Hanbury Street.
Do
Shall
you
we?
think we are now in a position to find out the identity of the murderer of these two women?
No,
Oh.
I don't think so. It's outside of our scope and not our responsibility. As
Oh,
much as
hi.
we've done for Leather Apron and the affair with the pills, our mission is to help the police by ensuring that they don't get
Yes.
caught up following false
Let's
leads
do it.
and to point them in the right direction. Let us start from what we know with some certitude. As you have just said, it is almost certain that the same person killed the Bucks Row and Hanbury Street victims. The reason to assume as much are numerous, and I shan't elaborate here. What do these two victims have in common?
Prostitution, mostly. Being female.
Apparently, nothing.
Are you feeling all...
It's true, these two women were...
Indeed, Watson. These two women
Don't-
were both
Don't
prostitutes.
look towards around it. That is a profession.
Importance, Watson.
It doesn't garner a
My
lot of
memory from
respect,
your
but
examination
it is a
of the
profession.
scene is rather hazy. Didn't you say something about the killer's frame of mind?
I was talking about the victim's possessions that were placed on the ground and the rings missing from Annie Chapman's fingers. This killer is a cunning predator, coming
Cunning
from a rather
predator.
humble background and shows steely self-control in carrying out the murders.
Something is puzzling me, Holmes.
Mhm.
Richardson's testimony contradicts the time of death given by Dr. Phillips, which also matches my own, 4:30 a.m.
And yes, we shall confirm that, Watson, and attempt to determine the precise time of death. In order to do that, we will need to place everyone involved on a timeline. Only
Timeline?
after that will we be able to place the knife symbolizing our killer. Let's
Oh,
look
great.
at our timeline, Watson.
Oh my. Estimated time of death. According to these things, we arrive. Okay. Use this document as proof. Can I? You Bobby, a peeler? That's not proof of anything. This isn't really proof of anything either. We have... Oh, that doesn't tell us anything. I guess I'll try to fit that in the proof. Was there... documents. Oh. That's proof. Oh, see, I can't. So I need. Where? Oh, club. That's the boarding house. Police station. This guy. Those are my proof. Okay. Miss Long sees a woman speaking to a man near 29 Hanbury Street. Richardson arrives at his mother's house, 29 Hanbury Street. Richardson leaves his mother's place. Kadosh is in his garden, back for a few minutes, hears voices. All against his garden fence, a few minutes after getting back up. Leaves for his place of work, we arrive on the scene. This is apparently everything.
We left the station at 6 o'clock and it took us 20 minutes to arrive at Hanbury Street. Our next witness is Albert Kadosh. Let's place this symbol that represents Kadosh on the timeline.
Oh, okay.
Let's put
So
the time of death as
the
a
estimated 4:30.
The assessment of the time of the murder given by Dr. Phillips and yourself, Watson, 4:30 a.m.
Right.
Now, let's put the Richardsons' arrival and departure times on the timeline.
So he said it was like 5:15, I think. It was 4:45 when I got it. I'll swear it on my dear old mom's life. It was 5 minutes after getting to. So that would be go bango.
Now, let's put the Richardsons' arrival and departure times on the timeline. Despite the great respect I have for Dr. Phillips and the value I place on our friendship, my deepest conviction is that both of you are mistaken and that Richardson is in the right and that these two testimonies put down in writing have real worth.
But how? Explain yourself, Holmes.
Remember how you assessed the time of death? You touched the fingers and body of the victim, but it was remarkably cold for this time of year. In addition, the corpse had been drained of bodily fluids. Its heat retention was therefore no longer the same as that of an intact corpse.
Egad! You're right, Holmes.
Oh, I've had some time to research, Watson.
So that might actually be
My first
5:30.
diagnosis may have been off by half an hour, perhaps even an hour.
Thus, we can confirm Richardson's statement and establish that the murder was committed after 4:50 a.m. and not before 4:30 a.m.
Approximately 5 a.m. She was passing down Hansbury Street at about 5:30 a.m. The witness was certain of the time. She declares that,
Now, for the most important part, the testimony of Miss Long. She claims to have seen a woman speaking to a man near 29 Hanbury Street sometime around... What time, Watson? Let us assume, therefore, that Miss Long's testimony is, as is most certainly the case, true. She places her meeting with the victim at around 5:30, claiming to have heard a clock chime on the half hour at the moment when she enters the street.
And then Kanosh goes into his back garden. Got up at 5:15 a.m., went into the garden where the latrine was. It was about 5:20 a.m.
Let's place this symbol that represents Kadosh on the timeline.
Here.
Albert Kadosh goes down into his garden at approximately 5:20, and on re-entering his home, hears voices in number 29's garden.
It's true. Her voice from the garden. Electing if her was no. Approximately 4 minutes later, whereupon he heard a noise, then departed for work. That's the front of the church at 5:32 a.m.
Let's place this symbol that represents Kadosh on the timeline. Kadosh leaves the garden, enters his house, then leaves for work, seeing the clock on the Spitalfields church showing 5:32. Kadosh goes back down into his garden approximately 4 minutes after having left it, and hears the sound of an impact against the wooden fence.
And then we arrived 2 hours ago, before 4:30 a.m. So we got there at like 6:30.
And it took us 20 minutes to arrive at Hanbury Street.
Got there like...
Our arrival at the scene occurred at around 6:20. Given the distance separating the two locations, we can deduce that the corpse wasn't discovered after 6 o'clock, and therefore that the murder must have been committed before. Excellent, Watson. All our people are now in place.
Yes, but Holmes, Miss Long claims to have seen the victim at around 5:30. But according to Kadosh, someone, most certainly the victim and her murderer, was already in the garden at 5:30.
Excellent observation, Watson. It must be noted, however, that these two witnesses, Long and Kadosh, saw the time shown on the clocks in the area, which are often inaccurate and went by their empirical and, in this case, erroneous estimate of how much time had passed. Thus, neither of these two times can be considered reliable.
I am actually sometimes surprisingly good at that. I think I'll look at it and be like, alright, well, it's been like, what, 10 minutes? And I'll look at the clock again. Bam. 10 minutes. Exactly. No.
Let's add Miss Long's meeting with the victim at 2 minutes before 5:30 a.m. Mr. Kadosh claims to have passed by the Spitalfields Church at 5:32, which, given the distance from 27 Hanbury Street, would mean he was still at home at 5:31. Let's therefore put the end of his testimony at 5:31.
These are all like
the man say to
so
the victim,
stacked.
"Will you?" To which the victim responded yes, which would suggest that an agreement was reached and that the transaction was imminent. They then proceeded to enter the garden, which puts the voices heard by Kadosh at 5:29.
Jeez.
We had thought that Kadosh had left 27 Hanbury Street at 5:31 after having heard an impact against the fence. Thus, 2 minutes passed between the moment when Kadosh entered the house after having been in the garden the first time and the moment when he returns to go out again and leave for work. How long did he estimate this interval to be? 3 to 4 minutes. In light of all this, Watson, we can finally establish the time of Chapman's murder. Now, place the knife at the exact time.
About 5:30.
Now then, taking into account that the local clock isn't exact and that a young man was off by a minute or two in his estimations of his comings and goings, we can confirm Miss Long's testimony and place the time of the crime at approximately 5:30.
But in that case,
It's also
Holmes,
stacked
the
up.
man that Miss Long saw is none other than...
That's right, Watson. It was the Whitechapel killer.
To think that Miss Long
Oh
and Kadosh
my.
were only a few feet away from him.
Indeed, Watson. Had Miss Long passed just a little closer to the victim and her assassin, or had the young Kadosh popped his head over the fence out of curiosity, the killer would most certainly already be behind bars.
That's some stroke of luck he had there.
I couldn't agree more, Watson. But his
Yeah,
luck
but people don't do that kind of thing.
given the mutilations inflicted upon this poor woman. What must be considered above all is the killer's obvious wish to
It really
remove
doesn't.
one and only one specific organ. His surgery pinpointed the exact spot, avoiding superfluous incisions. This suggests the man possesses at least a minimal anatomical knowledge.
Are you suggesting a doctor or a butcher?
Perhaps.
Why would a
but
butcher know the
possibilities
inner
are
workings of a
still too
person?
broad to conclude with any certainty.
I gotta ask that question.
Now for the motive. Despite my almost complete lack of practical experience on the subject, I have a rather precise idea of the usefulness of a uterus and a vagina. Nonetheless, once they are separated from their usual envelope, I am more circumspect as to the uses one can make of them. What do you think, Watson?
They're kind of the same at that point, aren't they?
Lord Watson.
We need a board. What is he doing? And good. Is specimen for the sole purpose of study.
Perhaps it was intended as a study specimen.
I have little faith in that theory. Hardly anything was taken from the Bucks Row victim.
Black magic?
Watson, this line of investigation is far too vague, and we don't have a single clue in support of such a motive. We can eliminate this hypothesis.
Black magic. Watson, shut your mouth. Dementia.
Holmes, what if it was
Cannibalism.
Even if the idea is unbearable, we can't ignore it as
Like, literally, these just go in order. Wow. That is...
a desire for some sort of morbid trophy?
I'd be inclined to dismiss this motive. If this were the case, why would nothing have been removed from the Bucks Row victim?
Money, quite simply.
Even if
think
this
money and
motive seems
cannibalism.
incongruous, we're in no position to deny or affirm it until we know whether a market for human organs exists. Elementary. What emerges from
Those seem
these
like the
possible
two.
motives for having removed the uterus from the second victim is that they implied that the killer could have carried out the same thing on the Bucks Row victim, yet didn't. This brings us to a terrible conclusion. Our killer has evolved in the space of only a few days, and if
No.
that's the case,
He actually
had
gets
he already
worse.
struck before the
As
first
we
murder,
know.
to which we attribute him, and if
Actual
the killer
history.
strikes again, what atrocity awaits his next victim?
We have
What
to
does?
stop him, Holmes.
We shall do our best. This recent business of jars filled with formalin and of the American doctor might be a lead. Watson, inquire among medical circles to ascertain if there is a black market for human organs. The chances are slim, but
No.
this must be pursued.
Very well.
Holmes.
What about you,
You
Holmes?
know.
I will send word to Inspector Aberline regarding our recent conclusions. I should also like to become a gas man and pay a visit to Bluto at the Wasp's Nest.
Understood,
Yeah,
Holmes.
Don't I get to
One
punch
of
somebody
my
out?
old university colleagues who works at the London hospital will be able to help me. I shall write him a note at once. He should be able to see me during the day.
You'll
Afterwards,
see
shall
me
we
during the
meet here?
day.
Yes, Watson. See you later, and good luck.
We're gonna go punch a man in the
I
face.
must get to the London hospital, where my old university colleague works.
Fine.
To the London hospital.
Stop foofing about.
My
That's pretty close to
colleague
Whitechapel.
agreed to meet me here in one of the London hospital rooms reserved for students.
These are for students. Man, look at them drawings on the wall. They look so good.
Ah, John, you're there already.
I see it's a uniform.
As always. Tell me, you don't seem to be in good shape. Is it possible that your recent marriage is making you this morose?
Ah,
Honestly,
you
it's
know me
Holmes.
well, Andrew.
Hold on.
No, it's a strange and terrible affair that concerns me.
Be careful with them
Read my
names.
note.
Yes, I admit that I was surprised. It just so happens that I, too, was asking questions about our morgue.
What do you think? Have you heard of any organ trafficking within?
Yes.
No, John. No doubt there exists some exchange between colleagues. Not
Oh,
quite legal,
no.
of course, but nothing that can qualify as trafficking. Since the Anatomy Act of 1832, which permitted the use of unclaimed corpses for science, the black market trade was definitely halted. There are sufficient subjects
see.
available for all practitioners and students. Of this I can confirm.
Well, organ trafficking as a lucrative trade is out of the question.
A
Then what is
lucrative
troubling you
trade.
with the morgue?
You are talking about trafficking organs, but I suspect there is trade in whole bodies.
No, we don't.
What do you mean to say? Whole bodies are disappearing?
Oh,
Well, it's confidential, but I know of your discretion and your friendship with the famous Sherlock Holmes.
yeah.
I can tell you that a few corpses have recently disappeared from the hospital morgue. Cadavers that
Oh,
were
my.
intended for
What are you doing with
dissection.
them?
That is to say, not claimed. Poor, unknown people. If a single corpse had disappeared, it might have been a bad joke. There are many students who pass through here. It's even a meeting spot. For
Whoa.
the majority, they are here to work. A few come here in secret to practice. It also happens that
Practice?
instruments or organs go missing. Nothing alarming, but so many corpses. It's very troubling.
But the hospital
And what are you gonna do?
doctors aren't doing anything?
No. That is to say, they would prefer not to
To
call the police at this point.
point.
An investigation would no doubt result in the suspension of authorizations for the use of unclaimed corpses. Do you think that you could intercede on our behalf with Sherlock Holmes to clear up this situation?
Yeah.
Which
probably.
corpses are missing?
Ah, I don't know exactly, but I can make an exact list if you would like to wait here for a few minutes. Feel free to look around the room while we
Yeah,
wait.
I don't know which
Bring back
bodies
memories.
specifically,
Thank you,
but yeah, you're welcome. I'm here to make other jokes. I do. Babies in a jar. Wow, that is so low poly. That is the same model. And that kind of fingers, and I can tell you it is.
The last lesson must have been about the
Rending.
human heart. And for a class of beginners, I expect, as this diagram is rather
Rather
rudimentary.
rudimentary. Right, I forgot. I can just do this to look at stuff.
It's here that students come to carry out their experiments.
Experiments. What is the... It was a gribby grabby.
An encyclopedia of anatomy. A page on the
Page on
human heart is dog-eared.
dog-eared.
Let's see.
Oh. Do I have to... It matches. Vena cava superior, arteria aorta, truncus pulmonis, venae pulmonis, atrium sinistrum, valva aorta, ventriculus sinister. I do love the word sinister. Atrixium dextrum, valva pulmonatus, vena cava interferia, ventriculus dexter. That is less fun than sinister, to be honest. I have a valve right here that is kind of leaky. It's ever so leaky. Okay, more stuff.
Here that students come to
Carry
carry
out
out their
their
experiments.
experiments.
This surgical instrument resembles a screwdriver. How amusing.
How
Might have been
amusing.
handy. I will return it later.
I stole this specifically to use as a not the right
This
thing.
wheel won't roll despite all of the added grease. Curious, as Holmes,
Holmes would say.
These wheeled trolleys are very handy for laying out surgical instruments. This rag is full of grease. It certainly wasn't used for a dissection. Was someone doing some mechanical work here?
That would be the wheel
It's
we
here
just
that
looked at.
Students come to carry out their experiments.
Why does it say that on all 3 tables?
A
Seriously.
message. I'll be. Why the devil was it hidden here?
The devil with it hidden here. Ethan Levy, 7 years, son of Sarah and Jacob Levy, hospitalized May 18th, syphilis. Treated with mercury and penicillin, grave condition, advanced stages, possibly an intimate subject. Watch carefully. Venacava superior, Velva aorta, atrium sinistrum, truncus pulmonaris. Magnet is in the heart. Use this board and erase it after.
An old prescription. Poor child, so young, yet terminally ill. Strange, someone scrawled something. Part of it is in Latin. These are instructions, it would seem.
Yeah, what were the, so, Venacava superior. That was Venacava superior. Atrium sinistrum. Here. And then sinistrum. Velva aortae and pulmonaritis. Oh. This. So here. 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 Sinistrus. Sinistrum. Perhaps? This whole area. It's like upper portion of the heart. Goody goody gumdrops. Hello. Nothing else really to be explored.
I have no reason to go here.
I have no reason to go here.
I am missing some information. There is a heart in this jar.
Is that what that is?
Based on its colouring, it hasn't been there long. And it looks like the drawing on the board.
The board.
This jar contains 2 lids with combination locks.
2 lids with combination lock. Use this document. Use this document. Resume. So, Vena cava superior, atrium sinistrum. So, Vena cava. So, we want blue at 1. And 8. That's what, 7? And then red, vulva, aortae, 2, 3, 6, that's 5, and pulmonaritis, which is 2, 3, 2. 5 and 2 is also 7. Right? 1 minus 8. Five, 2, just 3. deal. Or no, I start at 2. Start at 5 and then I go 2. This is, I start at 1. Go. Apparently not. Huh. Goes up to 12. Start at 1. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2. This one starts at 5. Goes 2. Rah. It all adds up. My numbers are correct, at the very least. Language. Inventory. It didn't move. That would be 6, 7, 8. 2. No? Is that not it? How can that not be it? I am very confused. That's it. So confused by it. All right. There.
Look,
And
there was a
oh.
bit of paper stuck between the 2 lids.
Oh. Well then. From the heart. 6. 6 is... 6 is the ventriculus sinister, which this is.
There is a heart in this jar. Based on its colouring, it hasn't been there long. And it looks like the drawing on the board.
The drawing on the board. So then here.
Incredible.
This one goes here.
Someone has hidden a magnet in this heart. But to what end?
Good question. Actually, let's go with one of these.
Nothing of interest here. Nothing of interest here.
6.
Incredible. There is a magnet with a hook behind this pane of glass. I am in need of something.
I'm in need of something. Oh. I don't know why that made me jump. I am very bad at operation, as you can tell. Aha. There we go.
There, all done. Holmes couldn't have done better himself. A hole. I could make out something inside, but how to get it out? I will need a hook.
Well, how convenient. Just got one.
Coded message. I do believe I will need Holmes.
I do believe I will need Holmes.
Here is the list, John. The missing corpses are those of a woman, 40 years old, beginning of August, another 55 years old 2 weeks ago, and recently
Weeks
a
ago.
young woman. These corpses had nothing in common except that they didn't have any apparent lesions.
All of this is very troubling. Well,
No
I
sif.
think that I have all of the information possible, and I promise that I will do what I can to clear up this business.
No
I must
siffy.
leave you, my friend, and
In the name of our friendship,
Please don't cause a stare.
to be sure.
Can't just stare.
Thanks again, Andrew.
it is I who must thank you, John.
Why the
Don't
sudden
forget to keep me up to date and say hello to your
sudden
charming
inappropriate
wife.
accents
Count
is
on me, Andrew.
my thing.
I must go to the wasp's nest to find this rogue that Watson dubbed Bluto. He may be able to
Bluto.
provide information on Dr. Tumblety. This lead, although
How does one end up with the name
Bluto?
Bluto?
I must return to Whitechapel, but it would be better if I did so incognito.
Alright, alright. Out of my way, chair.
This should do the trick.
This should do the trick. I'm not Sherlock Holmes anymore. Not
Let's
the
go.
brothel.
Let's go to the wasp's nest. There's something here. There's something here. I need something.
Need something.
Hello there. You looking for a gas man?
You really a gasser? You sure it isn't a bobby?
Well, if you don't need me, I'll be on my way then.
Is this really how
I've been
people
paid
talk?
up.
Stay. Who paid you?
A doctor, Marston, I think he was. He told me you'd talk to me about a foreigner named of Tumblety, if I did you a favour.
Right, mate. Might happen.
Might happen.
What is it you need me to do then?
Listen to me. At the end of Whitechapel, there's
Uh-huh,
an abandoned dump of a house. Opposite Finley's boarding house.
Opposite
Upstairs
Finley's.
in the mess where the gas pipes are, you'll find a sack with something heavy inside. If you look in, you'll regret it here. You find it, you bring it here, and you don't tell a soul, right?
Got it. And then you'll tell me about this Tumblety so that I can report back to the doc?
Yeah.
You are
Doctors
not really
know
disguising your
people,
voice. I
and
don't
since you
think
is here,
gassers talk that
it's
way.
because he'll move mountains for his American. Me, I don't know much, but you can tell him that he'll have to talk to Squibby. He seems to know lots about plenty. When you come back with a sack,
just a
I'll tell
feeling.
you what he needs to
Just a
tell
feeling
Squibby
gassers don't
so
talk
that
that
he
way.
snitches on the yank to him. Believe me, mate, it's as explosive as 10 miles worth of gas in your damn pipes.
Right then.
Ooh,
I'm
doggy.
off.
Go, give me some air.
Give you some air.
I could arrange for the police to come down here and arrest this thug, but he seems pretty tough and would probably be a lot less cooperative than if I play along. It's best I handle this myself, including meeting the mysterious Squibby.
Wibber.
Old Tong.
Borrowing this.
There's something here. I need something. There's something here. I see a jewel. It's fallen between the floorboards.
Oh, it's one of these puzzles. I do like these puzzles. See. Stuck. Good. Shift that down. Shift that over. Down. You can go back over. You can go up. Stay down there. Oy. Up, right? Move up. Whee! Those all need to go down. So I can do that. Over this down, and yeah.
A Hebrew inscription.
Booyah!
Going by the length of the chain, it must belong to a child.
Booyah! Did the biz. Keep forgetting it's not E. Okay, look, it's not night for once. Woo, woo, woo! Serpentine! It's not affecting me at all, but it feels way slower. Cha-cha.
It's the abandoned house that Bluto pointed out to me. He must have set up his hideout there. There's a strange smell coming from this old building.
Is there now? You are just always fixing stuff.
Hey, Finley.
Good day, sir. Have we met before?
It's me, Sherlock Holmes, but I don't want it to be known that I'm here. Can I count on
Why'd you tell him? Did he keep a secret?
Mr. Holmes, I shall be as silent as the grave.
I don't trust you.
Your tenant, Dr. Tumblety, is he here?
I don't think so, but go and find out.
It would seem we've been having some gas problems.
Don't talk to me about it. The problem is from the abandoned house not far from here, but nobody has come to
Not
take
far
care
from
of it.
here? Excuse, we could spit on it. With any amount of skill.
Ladder?
No, but I think in the pile of wood under the stairs there is one in pieces. And
Full
if you
confidence in
also
that
need
ladder.
Something from the scrap heap, some old tools or who knows what, feel free to take it, Mr. Holmes, but leave the dishes in good condition.
Do you have a ladder?
I swear, these Londoners, man, they're weird.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes.
Pew pew. Alright. Let's go.
Closed.
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 This lead pipe could help me to repair the gas lines.
Tell me to repair the gas lines.
Rusted iron crockery. Finley's ladder is smashed to pieces, but all the parts appear to be here. This must be a piece of the ladder.
This must be a piece of the ladder.
Nails, they may come in handy.
Oh, there's some stuff here.
This must be a piece of the ladder. This lead pipe could help me to repair the gas lines.
I gotta go over there. Oh,
This must be a piece of the ladder.
they really did just kind of stick this junk all over.
This lead pipe could help me to repair the gas lines.
Put it now.
A broken hammer. I will have to find a handle.
Find a handle.
Part of a perfume atomizer.
That appears to be everything here. Oh, one more thing here.
Part of a perfume atomizer.
Alrighty.
This window appears to be the only way out.
Oh. Items. Stick. Pocket knife. Little stick. Hammerhead. Okie dokie. There is nothing of note anymore.
This old cloth could be used as a mask. I must moisten my makeshift mask.
Makeshift mask.
There, this damp cloth will do for a mask.
Good.
How is your
Thank you, and goodbye.
Good.
I'll put the dang old ladder together. Right? Items. Why? Yay! Stick, wooden pole. Well. We go. I have a ladder.
I hope this ladder will support my weight.
I wouldn't trust it. I hope this ladder will support my weight.
My cloth mask won't make much difference, but I'll be able to inspect the room for a few seconds. I need something. The leak must have been sudden. Even the animals didn't have time to escape. A small torch, a useful tool for opening safes, I would assume, but the gas bottle is empty. The leak must have been sudden. Even the animals didn't have time to escape.
Yeah, no, Blue had plenty of time to escape.
This iron bar will help me.
Blue had plenty of time to get out.
The leak must have been sudden.
Jeez.
Even the animals didn't have time to escape. The gas leak is coming from behind this locked panel. I need something.
When in doubt, just break it.
The leak is coming from here. The satchel is behind these pipes. This explains why the thug wanted someone who knew about gas. He must have hidden it there in great haste and broke the pipes in the process.
Mama.
The satchel seems to be quite stuck. I don't think I can get it out without passing.
From the tanners. Where's a tanner? Where's a tanner? The torch. Eskimo. I guess to the cobbler. Dun. What's up, bro?
How
You
do,
got some
sir?
leather.
Hello. I'm sorry to say, but I'm closing.
This man seems wary. I must find a way to win his confidence.
This.
How do, sir?
Hello. I'm sorry to say, but I'm closing.
I am here because I found this.
Abraham's beard. The son of one of my
Yeah.
neighbors was beaten in the street a few weeks ago and it was stolen from him. If you would give it to me, I promise to return it to him and get you a reward.
Money
I am
doesn't
so good.
interest me.
Who are you, sir? And what do you want from me?
I am a friend of Dr. Watson.
I'm just a weirdo.
You know him, don't you?
In that case, welcome. Dr. Watson is a great man, and I would be pleased to help one of his friends.
Yeah, I'll that
You
not
work
very
for
long.
leather and perhaps even tan it yourself. I believe tanners wear special masks to protect themselves from the toxic emissions given off by the vats used to soak the leather. I have a gas leak to fix, and I won't survive without something effective to protect myself with.
Go see my cousin Abraham, who has a pet shop a little further down the road. Tell him that Isaac sent you. That's me.
I'll be off
That's
now.
me.
My regards to
I
Dr.
remember the
Watson.
pet shop part. That's the thing I remember. Doobie 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 doobie. Chop. That does not bode confidence. Nope, those are some weird noises. Ruff, 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 ruff. There.
This is a pet shop.
This is a pet shop. Abraham Isaac sent me.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
You guys look very similar.
You must be Abraham Solomonovich. I came on behalf of your cousin, Isaac. He said that you might be able to help me. I need a good mask to protect me from gas emissions so I can repair a leak.
Chilly night, huh?
It should help you, but I let it drop into the big snake cage and they are very dangerous beasts. I don't know how to retrieve it.
But
Oh,
you
no.
must be equipped to deal with these creatures safely, surely.
Of course, but I broke my hook. It should be over there. If you succeed in getting that beast from its cage, you will be doing me a great favor.
Beast. Beast. Hello.
This cage must do to hold the snake. This cage must do to hold the snake.
I have 2 cages for snaky holies.
I have the broken hook. I can repair it, but I'll need some materials. Perhaps I'll find some material at Isaac's that will be of use. This cage must do to hold the snake.
I have like 3 cages to hold this snake. This cage will do to hold the snake. This cage will
Perhaps
do
I'll
to hold
find
the
some
snake.
material at Isaac's that will be of use.
How do you do, sir? But I must inform you, we are closing.
I need a few
we
items
met.
for your cousin Abraham. May I borrow them for you?
Of course. You're welcome.
For you.
Can I help you, sir?
Ba-dum, ba-dum.
This should do the trick.
This should do the trick. Items. What are we even doing here?
This should do the trick.
No, wait, hold on. Well, golly. Anything else in this room? No, does not appear so. Excuse me.
Can
Do
I
you have
help
any
you, sir?
gas? Apparently not. Let's go. Not there. Snake.
I need something.
I need something.
This cage will do the trick. The mesh is small enough.
Bum.
I need something. I need something.
I need something. A knife.
I need something. I need something.
I gotta do something with them. There's nothing else in this building to interact with but the snake and him and who in his pet shop is buying it.
Perhaps I'll find some material at Isaac's that will be of use.
I was just there. There is like nothing else in this. Oh, hey.
This may come in handy.
Didn't see that before. There we go. If I'd have just seen that before, I'd have been taken care of. Everything could have been fine.
There we are. Magnificent.
Got it.
If I may ask, why is it you have such equipment?
I haven't always had a pet shop, my friend. I was a butcher
Oh
for
my.
many years, but I wasn't serious enough to be a real meat man.
Why won't be a
And I
real
was
meat
looked
man?
down upon in the community. I found myself carting carcasses from the slaughterhouse. A repugnant job in which you catch vile illnesses.
Yeah.
And it breaks you before you're out of your 30s. Thus,
Yeah,
I
imagine.
had the idea to make this mask with a sort of filter, and it worked. Since then, I
It
have
worked.
quit that work, and with my little savings, I started this business. I lived through the deaths of thousands of animals. Now I am devoted to their lives. If you are interested, I could sell you a little canary, for example.
No, thank
maybe.
you. Let's return to the boarding house.
Let go. Up an item.
The satchel, rather heavy and firmly wedged. Dislodging it will take a concerted effort and is better done in a safe environment. I must repair this leak before I can get the satchel out.
Hooray. There that goes. There that goes. There that goes. There. There. I'm missing something still.
There isn't enough gas. The pressure isn't high enough. There isn't enough gas. The pressure isn't high enough. There isn't enough gas.
Oh. Okay. 50. 25. What? How do I live without you? Oh, the 25 now. Answer my questions. Clicky clickies. Everything's at 25.
The gas can escape through this nozzle.
Escape through this nozzle. That is how you repair those.
The satchel, rather heavy and firmly wedged. Dislodging it will take a concerted effort and is better done in a safe environment. I must repair this leak before I can get the satchel out.
Okay. Yeah. Nothing there. Nothing there. Oh, there. 50 there.
There isn't enough gas. The pressure isn't high enough. There isn't enough gas. The
Pressure isn't high enough. So basically they all open. Is there anything else to be examined? Just
someone
food.
left here in a hurry, presumably because of the gas leak.
Some 2 things to do. What is in my inventory? Ender's mask, perfume atomizer, and iron dishes.
The satchel, rather heavy and firmly wedged. Dislodging it will take a concerted effort and is better done in a safe environment. I must repair this leak before I can get the satchel out.
Sorry, there's like, to get something else on here.
The gas can escape through this nozzle. There isn't enough gas. The pressure There isn't enough gas. The pressure isn't high enough.
There's got to be something else to find. Got to be something else to find.
How is your invest?
Like where? I don't see anything. Stuck again. It's so ridiculous. I feel like the answer to this puzzle has got to be something ridiculous. Because why else would it be this way? Is there just one more item I'm missing? Or something? I don't know. But by all means. It's like, it's not getting the pressure. Need something. Does it need? Okay. Let's try it again. Maybe something else can happen. I'm not finding a whole lot of success. Hey, look, the thing's open now.
Rather heavy and firmly wedged. Dislodging it will take a concerted effort and is better done in a safe environment. I must repair this leak before I can get the satchel out.
Or I can get the satchel out. They can do that. How do I turn these ones? Oh. Oh. There was another button. There we go. How long does it want me to just touch it? Just touch it. That's all you gotta do. Still leaking.
It will take a concerted effort and is better done in a safe environment. I must
And it's
prepare this
better
space
done in a
before I
safe
sort it out.
environment. I didn't, I can do that. Then what? 'Cause these are all up. And then if we
Elementary.
there we go. How did you do that?
This much talked about satchel is very heavy and seems to contain metal dishes. I told Bluto that I wouldn't look inside, but I've little need to. It's quite obvious that it's full of silverware.
Which is what this is for.
Full of crockery, the satchel makes the same noise and weighs about the same as if it were filled with silverware. There is still gas in here. Looking at the state of this cat, it won't survive much longer if it stays here.
Kitty, kitty, come with me.
Let's go to the wasp's nest. Let's go to the wasp's nest.
Oh, random kitty cat. Hold up. Kitty has a home. Excuse me?
Hey, look! It's Mr. Detective. It's...
Shh, I'm undercover on a special mission. Don't blow
Shut
my
up,
cover.
kid.
Aye, aye, Captain. We won't let it slip.
Now, what are you doing in this area at such an hour? You're far from home, aren't you?
We've come to give Pounce a hand. About his cat, you know. Downstairs round his... a nasty old lady Big Danny lives. She threatens to kill Pounce's cat. Because she's allergic. Or so she
Oh,
says.
I got it right for
and
once.
it makes it cough and vomit just by seeing one.
Allergic.
Oh, that's it. She stoned Pounce and his cat yesterday, and the poor thing took off, and hasn't been seen again. We've been looking for it, but nothing.
Does that cat there belong to Pounce?
Ta-da.
Bert! That's my Bertie!
Be careful, he is injured. Let's take him to the pet shop. We might be able to take care of him.
Ooh.
Let's go to the pet shop, children. If you all go in at once, you'll scare the animals. Pounce, come with me. Everyone else, stay here.
We did it. Solved it.
What can I do for you?
What can I do
Can't
for
return
you?
your mask.
Ah, thank you. If you need something else, do not hesitate.
Oh, I'll hesitate, alright.
May I present young Pounce and his cat, Bert. Poor Bert, he's been injured.
It's
He
Big
was-
Danny who
I was
threw
breathing
cobblestone
gas.
at him.
Big Danny? Danny the Jaw? The terror of the
Jaw?
Highlands?
Oi, that's her, mister.
Danny the Jaw.
You know this lady?
Lady is not the appropriate word. Fury, more likely.
A night worker.
Danny is a
That's
nutcracker.
right.
Before
Nutcracker.
that, she performed in a circus where she fought against men for a penny a round. It was said that she never lost a fight.
Is there anything you can do for poor Bert?
I
Well,
don't know.
She never took on
Seems to be in
Sherlock
a sorry
Holmes.
state. I have a book on cats over there. Can you find it while I look at its wound?
Yes.
I have a book on cats over there. I'm doing my work for me. And I leech off of you. Valerian or Captain's Tale?
Aha! This must be the cat book Abraham needs.
$100.
What can...
Here is the book on cats.
Thank you, my man. I will see what I can do for this cat.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now then. I don't know if I need to actually go to the brothel.
I
How'd you
need
jump?
something.
Pass the sack to me. Did you look in?
I give
No.
you my word, but it won't belong to you until you tell me where Squibby is.
Fine.
But it
The
won't
poor
belong
idiot
to
was
you.
taken by the peelers the other day. I don't know why some chap started to screech about it. He was the Whitechapel killer, but he ended up followed by an hysterical mob. In a flash, the bobbies had him rounded up and locked down.
Do you mean at the local police station?
Might.
What's the difference
might
between
not.
peelers and bobbies?
But if you or the doc talk to him, tell him that about the kayak business. I'll forget our score if
You
he
know?
rats on the yank. He'll know.
Peeler?
Now, hand
Peeler?
over the bag.
I say, that's all a little bit wishy-washy. I'm not sure it's worth the satchel.
Hey, don't shake it like that, moron. If you don't want to end up with a knife in the back, you'll get busy with the pipe. Got it?
Here,
Jeez.
take it. That'll teach me for being a good Samaritan. Honestly, how rude.
Not being a good Samaritan, I
I'd
just...
best be off now. Better to not be around when he opens the satchel.
Because he hasn't already. Whee! To the cups! To the cups, to the cups, to the cups, to the cups. Oh, there's Danny.
So, you little jackanapes, you want to ride on the big whirly?
Another day, perhaps, Mom. As a matter of fact, I would like to know if a chap I know called Squibby happens to be in this police station. And how many
Not even just like a
people
no,
are
it's just
inside.
maybe some time this time.
Information? Yes, but time is money for me, you know.
Here are a few guineas. So,
You
Squibby.
guineas?
I'll tell you everything that I know, my ducky. Nothing. I know nothing about whether Squibby is there, and I don't give a damn. The bobbies don't whisper sweet nothings to me, like the girls in the nice places. And now get lost before I get all worked up. Hey, if you have something
Jeez.
to offer to a lady, I could tell you a little bit more, maybe.
I'll be back.
You do that.
Girls from the nice houses. That monster. Oh. Danny must have been referring to establishments like Miss Bella's that Watson told me about.
Monster. What about perfume atomizer?
You still there?
I'll be back.
You.
I don't have the rest of the perfume bottle. I have a knife though.
I can't just waltz into the police station to ask if they've got Squibby locked up. I'll have to come up with a ploy to find out if he's actually
Jeez.
there. Then I'll need to get the policeman to leave for just a few minutes so I can talk to the prisoner.
I need a perfume bottle. You got one? Let me in.
Good evening, Lucy. Do you remember me?
Mr. Holmes, come in. You're strangely dressed. What have you come to do in the area?
You know, for a man trying to hide, you do kind of give yourself away quite often.
I've come to ask if any of your colleagues, or perhaps even yourself, associate with any of the policemen from the local station.
Certain girls go with police officers, it's true. But Bella would be able to tell you more than me.
Yeah,
Very well.
goodbye then.
I'll be on my way.
Beep, beep, sure. I see the gun is missing. Holmes doesn't even entertain the idea of going back there.
You are a friend of Dr. Watson?
Indeed.
A fine
I am
man,
Dr.
you're
Watson.
Dr. Watson. He got me out of a damn business with one of my clients. We gave this boy a lesson to remember, and he's since gone to France, having snagged one of my best girls.
Ow.
It's a break from all of her chatter. You're looking
think she
for
was gonna make
information
money in
about the police,
France?
is that right? I can't help you there. The girls concerned are busy, and anyway, I don't have the time.
What is bothering you so much?
A client left me a case of bottles as payment. It happens all the time. I'm saddled with all this stuff. He told
Why?
me that these perfumes were the latest thing, straight from Paris. Well, I'd barely smelled the first one when I nearly fainted. There might be some good ones in there, but I'd have to find out if it's really perfume, so that it won't burn the skin off my pretty girls.
Madam, I will undertake to tell you exactly which of these products are perfumes if you agree to entrust them to me for a little while. In exchange, I would like to know more about Squibby.
Yes, I know him. We've struck a deal, Mr. Holmes. I'll give you these bottles.
Excellent. I'm gonna go try these out on
To help me identify Miss Bennet's
somebody.
perfume, I believe the bookshop on Glenworth Street, not far from Baker Street, has just reopened. Let's go and take a look.
Let me traipse all around town. But hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, are you the new bookseller in the neighborhood?
Yes.
Oh
my
look,
name's
I'm me
Barnes.
now.
You're one of my first visitors. Welcome. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for work that can help me identify perfumes. A book that deals with vegetation and its possible uses in the domain, for example.
I would recommend the Encyclopedia Spartaca about vegetation. It consists of a
Spartaca.
reference on the matter. This book is the most complete that there is.
Fine, I will take it.
But it's just that,
I have no idea where it
I have
is.
no idea where it is. Would you believe that my predecessor classified works by their acquisition date? Nowadays, we advocate a thematic classification. However, I am getting down to the task.
Tisk.
You aren't looking for anything concerning the history of the scripts. I'm fascinated by the subject, and I already have numerous books on the topic.
It is no doubt very interesting, but I need this book Spartaca without further delay.
Fine.
And further
I will
delay.
try to find the acquisition date of this encyclopedia, Mr.
Holmes, Sherlock Holmes.
Ah, fantastic.
Oh, you're the guy.
You are the man for the job. Perhaps you could try to find the missing dates. That will buy you some time.
There are some dates missing.
Yes, I forgot to mention that detail. The dates were written on cardstock attached to the columns, and there was one date per section. As one goes along, you will see there is no specific order, and certain are missing. I remade the labels, but I don't know where to put them. They're there on the counter.
Are there any other details to know?
The proprietor inscribed a date every 2 years since his arrival in 1864, up until now, that is 1888. He left a note regarding his method of shelving, but I didn't understand a word. I do believe, in fact, that he was a bit mad.
Sounds crazy to me.
We'll see.
Anybody else seen High Fidelity? All the numbers are placed on the same column must have different ending numbers. For example, 1886 and 1886 together would create an inconceivable disaster. The dates whose numbers added together will produce the same sum cannot be put on the same column if they indicate the same cent. Number of dates by column, 4, 5, 4. 5. The dates whose numbers added together will produce the same sum cannot be placed on the same column. But,
I must put all of the labels back in their rightful place.
1882 in this direction. 1882 on any of these? No. So 8 and 8, 16, 17, 23. 16, 24. And 18, 19. Could go here. $18.66. Okie dokie. So let's see. Oh, that was 1978 over there. So we have 16 again, 84 total. If that went to a 2, it's 10, 18, 19, 20. 21. 16 plus 7. Here. The only thing to do is this. That's where things are gonna get messed up. 1972 and 18, 25, 16, 20, 16 plus 5 is 21. Cool. And 17. Oh, that's technically all add up. Now, yes. Oh, maybe. Math is hard. So 4, 4, 5. That made sense. And column must have different ending numbers. 862 28640 6480. That all adds up. Dates whose numbers added together will produce the same sum cannot be on the same column if they indicate the same sense. So I guess things that point to the right can't add up to be the same, which would mean... I mean, all these are fine. 1878, 1878, different values. 1874, different value. 1886 is probably the only outlier on that. That's, again, 16 plus 7 is 20. Don't look at me like that. 25. What we're looking at is 1870. But at least none of the ending numbers are the same in any of them. And 82 and 1864 do not add up to be the same. Technically, they all make sense. I don't... Here's the issue. They're all different. 12, 21, 25. At this point, we'd basically just be guessing. Right? 6 and 68. 1 and 8 is 9. And 7 is 8. 8, 16. 6, 22. 8, 16. 23. That way. I hate that it doesn't make this much sense. Again, it's one of those things where it almost just be worth looking it up. There's gotta be some method to the madness. What is it? Something here is just not making sense. Okay. Da, 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 da. Placed on the same column must have different ending numbers. Yes. Dates, numbers added together will produce the same sum. Cannot be put on the same column. They indicate the same sense. Number of dates by column. 5, 4. Things are. So all the things that point this way are all different. Is the point that way are different. 1882 is again 10 plus 9 is 19. 16, it's already over. 16, 17, 18, 19. 16, 17, 24. Does not match any of the ending numbers. 16, 20. I mean, it could go here. That is a valid placement. In 86. Pointing left. Cannot because the end number is the same. 6. In 88. 8 up there. In 70 pointing to the right. So 10, 19, 16. 1888 and 1866. Got it.
Mr. Barnes, the labels are in their correct places. That should facilitate your classification. Have you found my book?
Yes, what luck it was to meet you. It was acquired in 1882.
Well, I know where that is.
Thank you very much. I would suggest that you organize your books quickly. I am in the habit of visiting my local bookstore at least once a week.
You are right, Mr. Holmes.
You are right, Mr. Holmes. Then you should have known me. Just indicates this area. Perfume is described in the musical metaphor as having 3 sets of notes, a harmonious scent of chord. The notes unfold over time in the immediate impression of the top note leading to the deeper middle notes and the bass notes gradually appearing at the final stage. The quality of the perfume is usually addressed in terms of 3 parameters. Fragrance is the most important issue, describing essentially the smell of the perfume. It is followed by the intensity of smell, ranging from subtle scent to overwhelming odor. Also, the safety of use is important, because not all elements of a perfume should sound ladies' tender skin.
This encyclopedia on plants and spices is just what I need to analyze these so-called perfumes. Let's return to Baker Street.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Baker Street.
Let's go to Baker Street.
I will need my work table.
Which one?
I need something.
I need something.
Let's get to work. I must analyze these perfumes.
Analyze these perfumes. Resin oil. Lavender. Resin oil. Rose nectar. How do I? Oh.
This shape represents the essence of the perfume, which I must recreate. These shapes represent the smells at my disposal.
Can't I just kind of...
Excellent. Now on to the next step.
What is the next step?
This shape represents the essence of the perfume, which I must recreate.
Good. One with knobbies that go up. Foot oil dog musk.
This shape represents the essence of the perfume, which I must recreate.
Oil. This
Excellent.
one.
Now
There
on
we
to
go.
the next step.
Swamp water. Beautiful. Beautiful. Put down some lavender and like just double these. Mornings of sleepless nights.
Elementary.
Elementary.
Fine, I have to go to
The texture disappeared. What did you say? Great.
Fine, I have to go to the brothel.
Fine. We have to go to the brothel. Don't sound happy about it,
I have to
Holmes.
go to the brothel.
Whee! I did the thing.
So, my dear man, have you reached a verdict?
I have distinguished the good perfumes from the bad, but even the good ones are nothing more than common sense for adolescents.
Who
Sense for
cares?
adolescents.
It'll freshen up a few of my girls. Wait, there's a perfume here called Valerian. What is it?
It's not really a perfume, technically speaking, unless you like cats. It's more of a kind of medicine.
It smells strange. I don't really like it. There, I can give it to you. And I have
Ooh.
some information.
I got some
Squeaky is
perfume.
most assuredly locked up at the police station hereabouts. It would also seem that he's the one who doesn't want to come out.
Do you know someone by the name of Danny?
Danny? Big Danny Nutcracker? The one who hates cats?
That's the one.
You're interested in
That's
that
the one.
kind of bird? Be like dipping your biscuit in a pig's trough. She's dangerous, a real
Jeez.
cyclone. So beware. And her appearance. She claims to adore perfumes. She'd need this whole box to smell sweet.
I doubt it'll take much to make Danny cooperate, perhaps by offering her a little gift. Let's go to the police station.
Sherlock, you fiend. Whee! Love how fast I move. Drift! Check that out. Sweet moves. Sick. Ha. Excuse me, Nutcracker.
Do you remember me? Would you be kind enough to help me by telling me how many policemen are inside in exchange for this bottle of perfume?
A real perfume.
There ain't much in the station. It was pretty busy, but now there's only one constable, dearie.
There we are. Now Danny has been sprayed with valerian, a scent that's irresistible to cats. I must create a diversion in the street to make the policemen come out, but I need some cats. Lots of cats. To
To the pet shop.
I must
Dude,
go
the
to the pet shop.
pet shop. The shortcut for the map. I need all your pets. Oh, sorry.
What can I do for you?
I'll give you a guinea some from cats.
So, how is Bert doing?
He'll pull through. But he must eat, and I have no food for him here. We will need
A
to
sucky
find
pet
him
store.
some.
And where can we get some cat food?
We must find Hardiman. He sells meat for cats.
I
It's around
specifically.
this time when he passes the end of the road. You might be in luck. You'll hear him from far away. He was always calling beep, beep.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Solomonovich.
Beep beep, Richie.
So, Pounds, shall we look for the cat food seller? Poor Bert has to be fed, and I might have some work for you and your friends.
I might have some work for you and your friends. Oh, that's the back door. Be going in the back door.
Beep beep.
That's not how you say it. You look
Beep beep.
kind of off.
Good evening, sir.
How do? A little kebab for the cat? These little brats can't possibly all be yours.
Totally are.
Oh, no, none of them.
Ah, children, they're our pride and joy. And
You know,
yet
based on the past, you wouldn't think so.
Do cats really like kebabs?
they adore them. How many would you like?
I'll take the lot.
I beg your pardon, sir?
How much for the lot?
For £2, they're all yours, my lord.
It's a deal.
£2.
Listen up, my little
Seems.
soldiers. You need to find all the cats in Whitechapel and lead them towards the police station. You'll be armed with delicious kebabs to entice them. Go, as quick as you can now.
Mm-hmm.
If my calculations are correct, the cats will be seduced by Danny's odor and will throw themselves on her. That should cause enough of a commotion to get the policeman to come out onto the street.
Will they now? Jeez, that model. I mean, some people really look that way. It's unfair to them. It's their lot in
Come on now,
life.
children, let the cats alone.
Not my jam, but it is someone's. Really gave it your all voicing that line, huh?
What's all this racket? Calm down. Come on, out. And make those cats shut up.
Well now, let's see what I can do about Squibby.
Squibby.
This must be the door that leads to the cells.
Fantastic. Seem to be having a bit of yep, much trouble here. No idea what is making this thing move at all. No idea whatsoever. How do I even control this puzzle? Is there anything else in the room? Don't see anything I can... Oh, hey.
I shall leave Bluto's treasure at the station. The police will know what to do with it. I shall leave Bluto's treasure at the station. The police will know what to do with it. This must be the door.
Somehow get through here.
Cells.
This is gonna be fun. Oh no, it's fine. How do I even... Oh, jeez. It's not even like... Oh, no, no, okay. Yeah, no idea what's going on here. What is this beast? Why? Let me in. Okay. It's like down there. There we go. That was magic. Could be that pillow. Or you, maybe. Probably the bartender. The bartender's Squibby. Apparently so. Hello.
And who are you?
I've come to talk to you about Tumblety.
So you're here to kill me, are you?
Absolutely not.
What
I've come
makes
on
you
behalf
think?
of someone you know who told me you have some explosive news about this American. In exchange, he has settled your bill on the kayaks.
You ain't no street person, you. You're a bobby, trying to wind me up, aren't you?
Not at all. I agree to talk.
Why
Not a
would you
chance.
believe
I'll
that?
give nothing away for nothing. I don't have to
Give
follow
nothing
Bluto's
away for
orders.
nothing.
I'm in it up to my neck, and the bobbies won't agree to keep me locked up here for the rest of my life.
You mean to say that you are here of your own accord?
Damn right. Only death awaits me out there. I was almost lynched because I was blamed for the murder of those poor girls who were chopped up like animals. The police put me here for my own safety. That's where this journalist showed up.
A journalist?
I socked him once for disrespecting me down the pub. He said I'd pay for it one day, and that day came. He said he was going to squeal to the papers about me. With my description and my tattoos and all, I was arrested at the same time the police said they'd caught the Whitechapel killer. While waiting to write the article, he started the rumour. Now the streets ain't safe for me no more.
Oh, it's gotta suck for you.
Listen, if I find this journalist and make him promise to not write a word about you, and if I also agree to pay for you to get out of London, will you tell me everything you know about Tumblety?
You sure don't.
You tell me everything you know about Tumblety.
You got yourself a deal.
What's the name of this journalist?
Bulling. Tom Bulling.
Tom Bulling? That name sounds familiar. That wouldn't be the journalist that Watson met at the Wasp's Nest.
Huh?
Ah, no, nothing. I was just thinking aloud.
Mm.
Well, I'll be going, Scooby.
You're right. It ain't healthy here. Hey, but what are you up to here, you? Off with you, and make it quick before I take you in.
You broke into the cells. Leave or I'll arrest you. Boy, right into the corners. Whoosh, we can go the other way. Oh, look at that. It doesn't, again, like, it doesn't change my forward trajectory. It does make it feel slow.
No, if Bluto sees me, it could prove to be quite dangerous. Let's return to Baker Street to change.
Oh, okay. Later. As though I didn't just do that on the street.
Good evening. There'll be a nice tip in it for you if you can tell me if you recently saw a journalist here.
Yes, sir.
She looks like she got
Damn
whacked.
nuisance, that man. And a real cad. He cursed me out something fierce for staining a book that he put down, even though it was him who was shaking so much that he soiled it with a whole lot of ale.
Oh, jeez.
He was reading a book?
Not a real book. A halfpenny rag. He put it down on the ground, and I put it in the paper bin for the stove. It should still be there if it weren't already put in the fire.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
miss.
At your service, me lord.
Mute. This table appears to still be on fire.
Some paper. Ink stains. This must be the table where Bulling writes his copy.
Bulling writes his copy.
Evening. A pint for me and have one for yourself. I'm looking for a journalist, a good client of yours.
How often do you buy for the bartender?
Ring any bells?
Haven't seen him for
Although a pint
day
would be
or two.
nice.
He must be sleeping it off somewhere. Where to hide from the landlord when you owe some serious bread?
What paper does he work for?
I don't know.
Oh, my neck
but
is
I
clipping.
can't believe that he works at his rag, because he's always round the pub scribbling his useless papers. The last time I seen him, he spent a whole day at that table drinking and scratching away from morning till night. He finished by celebrating, and without the help of a rich chap, he would have fleeced me of a guinea.
You would have fleeced me of a guinea.
Thank you, my friend.
That's nothing.
Whee! Where's the paper bin? Oh, back. Ah, here it is. The history of this remarkable being has been specially compiled for his work only by one of the best authors of the day. Readers will find that he has undoubtedly succeeded in providing a wonderful and sensational story, every page in which is replete with details of absorbing, thrilling interest. Spring-Heeled Jack. What a story. Published weekly. Now read. Prints. 1 penny. Numbers 1 and 2. 24 pages. Splendidly illustrated and handsome wrapper.
Spring-heeled Jack, a fantastical character that terrorizes the population of London. This journalist has some far from cheerful reading. No, if Pluto sees me, it could prove to be quite dangerous.
What'll it be?
Will it be?
Yes, sir.
I guess I gotta leave and
Let's
figure out
return
what I
to
gotta go.
Baker Street.
There we go.
Tom Bulling isn't here, but the Baker Street irregulars should be able to track him down. Perhaps Watson will have something to tell me in the morning.
What happens when you pay a bunch of orphans to keep track of people for you?
Up
Things.
at last, Holmes. Were you able to get anything from that crook at the Wasp's Nest yesterday?
Not yet, but I am working on it. And yourself, Watson, what were you able to find out from your colleague about the sale of second-hand female parts?
Second-hand female parts, eh?
Well, actually...
Let it be, Watson. It was tiring, no doubt.
Well, as soon as I mentioned the possible existence of a black market dealing in human parts, everyone in the hospital became very tense. This silence, therefore, tells us more than anything else at this point.
However, I have trouble believing that such a peculiar dealing as that involving Annie Chapman's uterus could have gone unnoticed in the medical community, if that is indeed what happened.
That's my opinion, as well as that of my
It's
own
very interesting for a
university colleague.
fantastical
He
telling
maintains
of,
that any
you know,
form
the
of organ
past.
trafficking would be impossible, not to mention unnecessary. However, he did tell me something rather troubling. The unexplained disappearance of several corpses from the hospital
Several
morgue.
corpses.
He has allowed me to investigate, provided I do so discreetly. And here is what I found, concealed in what appeared to be a secret letterbox.
Interesting, an encoded message.
Indeed. And look, the symbol of a certain well-known Spartaca encyclopedia is printed on it. Perhaps it will help in deciphering the letter.
Thank you, Watson.
Yes, good thing I have one.
I promised a new patient, Captain Stenick, I'd go round to examine him. He lives nearby. I may be back before you've had a chance to decipher this mysterious message.
Oh, what?
Good. Let's decipher the encoded words in the message that Watson found at the London hospital. Good. Let's decipher the encoded words in the message that Watson found at the London hospital.
There we go. Oh, right. That's where to go. Larger. Jack. Animals. Animals. Don't know how this helps.
The index of the Spartaca encyclopedias seems to have a connection with this letter.
Need to. Then
The index of the Spartaca encyclopedias seems to have a connection with this letter.
Okay. Jays. Jays. 26. Index of the Spartaca Encyclopedia. Do I need to make my way?
I have no reason to go that way.
Didn't it say something about leaving?
I have no reason to go that way.
No, I have everything I apparently need here.
Good. Let's decipher the encoded words in the message that Watson found at the London hospital.
17. So, vivid tree. But these are representations of things, so it's not. It's not that. What comes up the most? 8. Which would be my... Okay. Spot I got. Apparently the ones. Valyrian orc one's tail. Oh, on it. It says nothing on it. My 2 dogs. The logo of that same thing. EFGHIJK J. Playing the X, but there's no X. So that would be -6. 10 minus 6, 4. 4? A D? D does not make sense. Yeah, I feel so lost on this puzzle. I mean, E there is like the only thing that makes a lot of sense. Sideways. So there's what, 1. Drink, please. Alright. People's great ones. Check out encyclopedia. An index. Jack all about an index here. Told me a hell of a lot. Not so simple as that. I do have Roman numerals. Things don't make sense. The letter of the alphabet is E. This being new. WOMAN. That. Oh, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, that adds up. Okay. That makes things a lot easier. So New command. In 9. 20 is T. And 10 is J. 20 is T. Oh. T, I believe. Something Dale. 9 is I. Delivery. Dale. It appears to be it. I solved it. New command, subject delivery, Warpdale 17. I'm not as dumb as I thought.
Congratulate you on your investigation. This letter seems to well and truly confirm the organized trafficking of bodies in London.
My God, how dreadful.
Watson, we must go to the address that appears in this message. I would suggest you take your weapon.
It hasn't left my side since the beginning of this whole affair, Holmes.
I'll also be putting
This
on my
whole
work
affair,
disguise
Holmes.
again. One never knows.
But what about me, Holmes?
Stay as you are, Watson. At worst, you can pass as my employer. Find Wharfdale Road on the map of London, Watson.
Understood, Holmes.
And we'll pick up there next time. I thought I'd make it a lot farther in this because I've seen like a long play is like 5 hours. So here I am, goofing off. I know they'll probably never see this, but if my friends at Mythical Mysteries do, maybe an interesting thing to do in your next game would be to include a coupon code. A skip code within the game itself. Just a thought. Mystery within the mystery. I don't know. I think the concept at the very least is pretty cool that you could hide something like that in there. But you know, I think you guys have written most of it already, so that'd be too difficult to go back and implement. Or you could utilize it in some other way. But that'll be all for now. If anything along this entire time has been entertaining, do feel free to clip it and send it on to me. You can also find me at twitter.com/Andrewlysium, ANDREWLYSIUM. If you are so inclined to talk to me on a different kind of basis, you can also hit me up at discord.gg/xymj6ju. Got a meme of me you wanna send me? Do it there, please. I wanna see it. And yeah, until next time. The world is very lucky to have you, and so am I. And may the power protect you, always.